Hello everybody, Vibhor here. Welcome back to my channel. Those of you who know me, they know that I record all my videos on the Canon M50 mirrorless camera range. Now I'll be shooting all my videos with the kit lens that came with the camera, which is the 1545 f3.5. So that's what's on the camera right now. But then this lacks that bokeh effect and the blurry background, and in the low light, because it's an f3.5 aperture, the low light camera performance is pretty bad. So today I purchased my new camera lens, which is the EF-M 22mm f2 from Canon. This is from the EF line of lenses, and this can be hooked directly onto this camera without any adapter. Let's unbox this and see what comes in the camera, and then we'll put this lens on the camera and see what the difference comes as. Now this is the Canon M50 22mm f2 lens. It's a prime lens. What that means is it has got a fixed focal distance. Out of the box comes the warranty card and the documentation, pretty standard things. We'll keep this aside, and all that's there in the box is the lens itself and nothing else. So if you open the lens, guys, this is pretty small. This is called the Canon's pancake lens. This is called pancake lens because just look at it. This is so small. It can hook onto your camera, and your camera would be like super slim, and it's not gonna add any weight to the camera. It's pretty light. The build quality, I would say it's plastic on the outside, but let's open the cap. It's metallic hinges, so the portion that connects to the camera is all metallic, so it's okay. It's pretty sturdy build. Let's hook this to the camera and see how the picture comes with this. Okay, so let's attach this lens to the camera. Attaching is a pretty simple process. There's a button on the Canon camera. Just press that button and rotate your old lens. It's gonna just come out. Now you can open the new lens cap, remove the hood, and just align these white dots together and then rotate it. So just right out of that, I can see it's super slim, super sleek. That lens absolutely does not come even out of the body of the camera. It's so simple. So if I compare with the kit lens that came with the camera, this is a huge difference in size. It's pretty much half the size. But what's the quality of the same? Let's see. So as I said, this is a prime lens, so that's a big advantage. You should always invest in the prime lenses, because the lens that comes with the camera, that's not gonna give you that background. The light sensitivity of that lens is really bad. Light sensitivity of this lens is much better. I'll give you some samples of the video footage within this video, in which we'll see how the focus works in the background and in the foreground for the same lens. Now also, because this is a native EF-M lens, I didn't have to get any adapter to put it on my Canon M50. So just right out of the box, you can take it out, put it on your Canon M50 and start getting that awesome shots from your camera. And as I said, with the M series camera, the entire pancake lens setup is so amazing. It's so lightweight and it's so handy. You can just pick it up, go around anywhere, put it in your backpack. It's not gonna add any weight. It can even come in the pocket of your blazer straight out of the box. You do not need a big bulky bags to carry this camera around. Now, as I already said, like one of the disadvantages of this lens is it is not a good vlogging style camera. Your arm is gonna hurt. The distance of 22mm, which roughly equates to, like on the crop sensor, it roughly equates to 35mm in actual sense. So that 35mm is more of a portrait sort of lens, or you can do the shooting from a little bit of distance. Still, I'm pretty close to the lens. I need to be at least this far, and then it's gonna be much better. Otherwise, it's gonna be absolutely into the face. For some style of videos, it looks really nice. It seems to be more engaging with the audience, but for majority videos you need a little distance so that you can show more of the room or more of the space that you have in your studio. Another disadvantage of this lens is, guys, that it does not have the image stabilization built into the lens. So if you are a kind of a person who again makes a vlogging style videos, carries your lens in the hand, this is not going to provide the stabilization. If you have a gimbal for the camera, it's going to be fine, or if you use camera pretty much on the tripod, it's going to be perfect. Also in the initial stages, I saw that the manual focus ring on this camera is not very good. There's no switch on the camera to anyway shift from manual to autofocus, so you have to go to the software in the camera and change the focus from manual to auto or from auto to manual from the camera body itself. You don't have that switch on the lens, and I understand because they wanted to make lens really small, so they didn't put that switch on the lens body. But then again, the ring in front of the lens is pretty sluggish. Using the manual focus was not a very good experience that I had. But then autofocus of this lens is pretty out of the box amazing, because this is the native Canon lens. The autofocus works just perfectly fine. So if you go just out of the focus, and then it immediately focuses back on your face. So the autofocus of this lens is pretty okay, pretty good. I didn't had many issues with that. Just out of the box, it works as the native Canon lens dual pixel autofocus should work. Now, of course, when you go out, you will have to increase the f-stop number, because the aperture on this at f2 is too bright, and if you make videos outside, that's gonna be like super bright. Now, right now this is at f7.1. If I take it to its lowest f-stop number at f2.0, I'm sure it's gonna be like super bright. So definitely you'll have to reduce your aperture. Right now I have moved it to f10, and I see like it's much better now. If you consider on shooting outside, you will definitely need that ND filter on top of your lens, so that you can control that brightness. Now, because I am at f10 right now, you would see that all the entire background is in focus. If you want that shallow depth of field and you want to shoot outside, you would definitely need an ND filter on it, and then you can take the f-stop to f2. The focusing on this lens is super fast, so even if you click and focus on background or foreground, it just does it pretty quickly, and it does an amazing job on this focusing. So no complaint on the autofocus section from my end. So what's my conclusion with this lens, guys? Well, if this is your first prime lens, you don't have any other prime lens, then definitely it's a very good buy. It's a very dearly priced by Canon. It's not very expensive. The price is amazing. In Australia, I purchased this for $200. It's pretty cheap in the price. Now, other lenses with really fast apertures of say 1.4 is this Sigma lens. Now, Sigma is definitely better than this. I do not have any question about it. But then that lens comes at a price point which is 3 times the price of this lens. But if this is your first prime lens and you are a starter blogger, starter YouTuber, I will not suggest to go into really expensive high-end lenses. This lens perfectly works fine. So that was the quick unboxing and review from my side about the Canon lens EF-M 22mm with a fast aperture of f2. I hope you like it. The lens is really good. I really recommend it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Also, a subscription would be awesome. If you are into making videos and YouTube kind of stuff, I've got a playlist specially dedicated to you. Go ahead, click on the link and see the other videos in the playlist. I will see you again in my next video, guys. See ya.